Hey guys, Hanubkan here. Welcome to my channel where I occasionally upload random stuff about random games that I happen to be playing at the moment. And right now we are enjoying playing Starfield. Um, I don't know how many hours I've played so far, but it's a lot. Definitely a lot. So I wanted to throw my hat in with the wonderful people who have made Star Trek ships or Star Trek inspired ships, and of course I've taken a lot of inspiration from them. So shout out to all the guys that have like built absolutely bonkers ships. And yeah, so this is my contribution. Hopefully you'll like it. It is a Star Trek inspired ship. It is not a recreation of anything that currently exists. So this is my take of it. And first off, we do not have any mods in the game, so everything that you see here is pretty much limited to what the game allows. And out of all the ships that I've seen, obviously I've not seen everything. There are like hundreds, if not thousands, of Star Trek ship builds. But the thing that I thought was almost always missing was the deflector dish on their ships. And obviously the deflector dish is colored differently in the actual movies or in the series, but yeah, we can't color ours, so that's one of the limitations there. But yeah, let me give you a quick tour of the outside first, what it looks like from the ground. So this will serve as our deflector dish, which I find really cool. If you are near the end of the game, you probably, like, if you haven't been there, you probably won't know what it is, but just in case, if you have the armillary built in your ship, the armillary will actually appear inside your grav drive, and it will glow. And I think I will have... What? I'm trying to make a video. Stop talking to me. Okay. So yeah. So the armillary will be inside your grav drive, and it will glow in the dark, which is pretty cool. It's not the same as in the movies or in the series, but it's still pretty cool. So as you can see, this is our landing bay, and we round it out a little bit towards the end, and we here at the end we have our reactor, which is kind of exposed, but I think it looks pretty cool right there where it is. And here we have our nacelles. We have 4 asymmetrical, well, one is shorter anyway, and I've hidden all the landing gear inside the nacelle, so when we take off, all of these retract, and yeah, and it looks pretty clean. Up here we have the weapons. These are the Vanguard weapons that fire pretty fast. The other 2 are there, so you can have up to 6 of those. And then we have some missile launchers because we don't have photon torpedoes. And then these are the main guns, actually, the ones that I usually engage with. Yeah, so the outer nacelles are slightly shorter than the inner nacelles. And yeah. Engines, I used these engines because this is a Class C ship and it's pretty heavy, and I think these are, at least for this build, these are the best looking engines that I could fit in here. It has pretty good mobility. And there's our Docker. Yep. And for a quick tour inside, I have to say that I don't really care about the layout of the ship all that much. Like everything that I put in here serves whatever it is that I need. So yeah, let's have a look.
Time to get this ship moving.
Okay, so the first thing we will find is a workshop.
There's something I'd like to discuss.
Oh, yes, yes. Anyway, the first thing I have is a workshop, because when I come back from a mission, I usually have a bunch of new weapons, and maybe there's something that I want to mod. And so the workshops, or the the spaceship workbench is all here right away when I enter my ship. And then behind this we have an infirmary, which is, it doesn't really serve anything. It's so you can have whatever you want in here. And then on the next level we have another companionway that leads up into the engineering bay in the middle. And this is a Hope Tech engineering bay. We have windows so we can see the nacelles and the weapons. Now the engineering bay will lead to another companionway, which leads into a computer station, computer core, and then a control station over here for extra crew, and then the captain's quarters, and this is the only bed in the entire ship, so I am the only one allowed to sleep. But then, usually after I land, most of the crew is in the captain's quarters. I think I know why, but whatever. And then here we have the cockpit, and yeah, that's about the layout of the ship. And if you want to see it in space, we will take her up.
Sounds
So you can see.
Okay.
So you,
It's called Space Control and Dark. Starships fly there like a pop, carrying us home.
Hey, will you write it down?
I'll copy down too. You know how you lose things. I still don't know how you lost that picture of Nibbles the comet-eating bunny.
okay, whatever. My crew talks a lot, so I have a lot of people on the ship. Yeah, so this is what it looks like when it's flying. The engines are actually pretty blinding, so I usually fly in first person anyway, so it doesn't bother me. Looking at it from this, you can see all the stats. We have about 7,788 cargo, which is, for me, is more than enough. I think mobility is around, I don't know, we will check in the ship builder shortly. Obviously you can color this any way you want, and yeah, let's go into the ship builder. Alright, we are here at the Hope Tech Hopetown shipbuilder. I specifically wanted to be here so I can show you a little bit of a variant, if you will, an option that you can use if you wanted to build it a bit differently. All right, so here we are in the shipbuilder, and as you can see, I've already taken it apart. It's not a very complicated build, so we just go over them quickly. So here we have the entry to the ship, which is a NG6 landing bay, and right after that we have two Nova cowlings, just so we can kind of round out the shape nicely at the bottom. And we have two Stroud hubs here. You can put whatever you want. As I said, I want a workshop in here. And this one, I think I'm actually going to change into a living quarters or something. Yeah. So more beds for the crew. So we are here in the at the Hope Tech at the Hope Town shipbuilder. So I can give you an alternative to this. So if you wanted to have more crew space, more living quarters, more whatever, you can actually change this. This is a Stroud cowling, the 3x1 cowling, which looks pretty nice on the edges of the ship. But you can delete this and I don't know, replace it with, let's say, a all right, so let's say you put a hub in here. Let's say I think the other manufacturers have different, like all-in-one berths or something. So you can use that and then delete this and put again here the Hope Tech hub cross brace. So you can have a tunnel into whatever you put in here. So that's one way you can add some more, you know, amenities inside the ship, but I don't really need it. So yeah, so that's just an alternative that you might want to look into if you're interested. Yeah, so let's put all of these back. So here's our nacelle. This is the like I said, the Stroud cowling, and underneath we hid all of our landing gear. So all of these retract when you take off, and it looks like a very clean piece, nothing sticking out. So that's something that I really like about that. And then off to the extra nacelle here. It's a bit shorter. I kind of like how that turned out. So you can just attach it there, and these are just Stroud cowlings. All of them are identical, and then you can have the Tayo braking engine ports front, and then the caps at the back, or whatever you like to do. I placed our reactor here at the back because it looks pretty good like this. At least I think so. And a bunch of structural weaknesses, so we can you know, look out the window and see all the beautiful parts of the ship. And on to the next layer. Yeah, this one. This is where we have placed our so-called deflector dish. This goes up here, and which is why we need another companionway right there, so it can connect to the next floor. And behind the companionway, we have hidden all of our cargo hold. And for fuel tanks, instead of using the bulky ones, I used these ones, the Ulysses HE3 tank. I think it looks pretty cool, and it's pretty clean. And all of these behind are also fuel tanks, so we have a lot of fuel. So we can probably grab jump to anywhere in the galaxy, not have any problems. And at the end, we will place 2 Nova cowlings to round out the edges here. I think it looks pretty great. I've put my shield generator here. I picked the one with only 10 power, so I can put more power into the weapons. And this, you can pretty much do whatever you like. I just put a radiator there because I didn't have anything else to put in there, I guess. And so the next layer we have is Hope Tech Engineering Bay. This companionway will link up to the middle of the engineering bay. yeah, there's I couldn't find a better way to get up to the saucer with this one blocking the way. So yeah, that slides onto that. And in front of the engineering bay, we have another companionway, which will lead us into this one, the computer core. I think you could probably get away with taking this out and replacing it with 2x1, a 2x1, let's say a 2x2, sorry, 2x2 battle stations there. Let's, yeah, so there's a crew station there. So we have the battle stations now, and we can probably color that. Color 2. Yeah, I think that one looks all right. Right, so we have the battle stations there instead of, so there's a little bit more space to move around, and then we have the captain's quarters here on the side. So we have a bed, and the engines that I use are the Poseidon DT230 engines, because these are the most powerful. They give the most thrust and maneuvering thrust as well. I could not find any other engines that would fit this build. I think there are some others that would look nicer, but then the ship would be so much slower mobility wise. So I prefer these engines. And as a note, they attach to the side, so you can't really directly attach them to the halves there. So that's why I have 2 Nova bracers here. And at some point, I think I wanted to attach this engine here in the middle, so it's just one straight line of engines, but then I would have no way to go up to my to the cockpit. So yeah, so and also again, this attaches only to the side, so that's why I have 2 of these Deimos wings to hold it in place. And yeah, that thing snaps onto this part. This cowling we will probably need to change into this first before we snap on the whole thing, because you can't actually mount that long cowling underneath the cockpit. So just snap that in place first, and then change the cowling back to what it was. There and there. There it is. And then the top, just to cover it up, we have our docker that goes right about here. Again, the cowling, this one will actually clip into the engine, so you might want to change this first into the previous variant. And then you can snap the whole thing in place. And then you can change this back to whatever it was before. And there you go. That's the build. You can obviously color it differently than I have. I have gone through several iterations of this from my previous runs, but yeah, I think I always come back to this. I guess this is the build that I'm most proud of. I hope you like it, and yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about it. Obviously, like I said, this is not an actual Star Trek ship. It's a Star Trek wannabe ship, and I didn't know where else to put the engines. I didn't want to put them here at the end of nacelles, so that's why I put it here. Yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in whatever next video I make about some other random game.